So, hello everyone, welcome back to my channel again. Today I'm going to show off my crowd control Banshee build. This is a must-have for your legendaries. This is pretty well rolled. I can do a little bit more, but yeah. Again, weapons, really, it's a skill build. This one I put down just to put a bit of extra tick damage on people. And this one here I just do just for the headshot, so I get an extra 50% status effect, damage and duration. Okay, great. 16-second cooldown because it's perfect on the Everlasting Glaze. Not going to do a lot of damage with it, but when I'm doing this kind of thing, it's very, very, very good. Yet again, I go for the full setup here. So we've got 2 pieces of Wyvern for the skill damage and skill effects. Yeah, great. Skill duration does not affect status effects. It only affects things for being out for a certain amount of time, like a hive or a turret, etc., etc. It doesn't affect these parts here, so don't worry about it. Yet again, you are looking for skill haste and you are looking for status effects. This was an awful mask. Unfortunately, I don't have one better. I don't think that one's any better. No, I don't have one better, so this is what we're running right now. I wish that skill damage was status effects. So we're running skill haste mod, and 7.6% skill damage, which works for the initial damage if you're doing it on something like bleed, but it doesn't work for the status effect bleed or blind or etc. as you're working on it. We have the chest piece. Wish we had a higher skill haste on there. Highest status effects we can get. This I don't actually want to be a Murakami, but it is a Murakami, so let's just get on with it. It's the only one I had with all this kind of stuff on it. I put trauma on it. So each headshot gets a blind and chest shots get bleed. They've got a 30-second cooldown each, but they are independently run. So you can hit the headshot, wait 15 seconds, hit the chest shot, and then you have a 15-second cooldown each time if you wish to do it that way. Trauma's really good for this build just because of what I've got on it. Skill haste on the holster because it's Hanu, then status effects and skill haste. Perfect, just what we want. It's pretty simple on this. Status effects, skill haste, status effects, skill haste. That's all you're looking for on this one. You want a piece of Golan in here, but you want to get it with 2 yellows to start because it always comes with a blue and you need your skill tier. So this will give skill haste and status effects. I need this to be higher, but I've got the Golan piece in. And then I use the Acosta backpack, which I wish was skill damage, but isn't. So yeah, just put that in there. It's got an 11% skill haste, 10% skill damage, 11.2% skill haste, so it's 22 on there. Skill tier +1, obviously. Throwing a grenade adds +1 skill tier for 15 seconds and grants overcharge. The great thing about this is the 2 great things. You only have to throw a grenade. You don't have to do any damage with it. You literally just have to throw it. The second part is if you have a bleed hive out or an effect out and you throw the grenade, it overcharges it while it's on the floor. Turret, anything. You don't have to do it and then get the skill out. It's absolutely brilliant for that. 60-second cooldown, but not the end of the world. And of course, you get your extra armor kit capacity, 3 grenade capacity, 25%, 10% skill effect, and 10% status effect. So even though I'm not getting it on there, I get it from the special bonus of the bag. Best thing in the world for a status effect build. This, I just keep enemies blind while my DPS kill them. You'll see it here. So, it's got a 21.4% cooldown, but a 22.5% blind duration. The thing you need to be really aware of on this is in things like legendary, heroics, etc., etc., they have resistances. So it doesn't last for 22.5 seconds because they have a resistance. But what it does do is you can cycle it between this and what I use with the Confuse and just keep them always on something. Like basically, when we play the legendaries, etc., the heavies are either confused or blind 100% of the time, and then my very high DPS guys can just rip them to pieces while they can't fire back or stumble towards us. That's what this is about. It just stops enemies in their tracks. Now, on this, I've got a 6.7% skill haste, 6.1% blind effect duration, and +1 max targets. If I find higher blind duration, I'll use it. If I find higher skill haste, I'll use it. These are the highest I've got now. Next up is the Banshee Pulse, so you have to run Gunner. That's just a simple thing. It's got a higher cone size, 10%, well, 9.8% effect duration, and basically that confused enemies for 13.2 seconds with a cooldown of 9.1 seconds. And an effect duration of 13.3. I don't know why there's 2 durations on there. Sorry, I actually don't know that. But it's got a range of 50 meters. It's huge, and it goes cone angle of 33.4. So it's near enough. You know, it's a huge cone, and it does a very big range and confuse them for a long time. Yet again, be aware of enemies in higher things, higher difficulties having a resistance. So it might say effect duration 13.3 seconds on that, but if they've got 100% on there, or sorry, a 50% thing on there, it's only going to last for 6.5 seconds. It's just the way it is, unfortunately. But yet again, it still works very, very, very well. So I've done my 3 main builds that I use. You can see the DPS build that I use for Legendary and the healer build I use for Legendary on there. I'll just show you this here. The blind will not do it in here. Let's see whether it will on. But you can see the size of my cone on the Banshee there. And what it does to people. The great thing about this is it pulses as well. So if anyone runs Spotter, they get the extra damage from that. But it tells you where all the enemies are. But you'll see it there, just a little 9-second cooldown. Oh, it's letting me do it on these now. Here you go. So send that out. So everybody in there would get blinded. If you notice there, I've got a 21-second cooldown at the bottom, but if you see this on standard enemies, this will be cooled down before I have to fire it out again on standard enemies. See, up almost 100% of the time. There we go. We're already back up. That's it. Almost 100% of the time, we're back up. But the beautiful thing about that is, obviously, fire that out, and when it gets down to a few seconds of cooldown, the cooldown actually drops down lower on the less targets you hit on the blinder as well, which is nice. So you're always going to pretty much have it up, and when it gets down low, a couple seconds left, use them, and by the time we get back up, we can blind them again. See, that is literally how you run this build. It's more of a group build, but if I really want to, I can do some damage. That's it. Not awful. Because I'm running the Pestilence here. Because I'm running the Pestilence, what the huge absolute damage there. They come off, I can use them again, and then boom, I just hit them again. Or I can hit the Everlasting Gaze on the headshot. You'll see at the bottom that it goes up. Oh, whoops, that was silly of me. But I've got 15 seconds to do that. Next effect that comes up, you'll see exactly how long these can blind for now. The blind effect is ridiculously long now. You're talking like 40 seconds. 30, 40 seconds. It's absolutely ridiculous. But confused? Yeah, that's exactly how that works. You are crowd control at that point. You can do damage. I have run heroics with this. I don't see the point of running heroics. I'll go through that another time, but I don't see the point so much of running heroics, but I have done. You can do it, but it's slow with this one. If you've got a couple of DPS with you, it just basically keeps everyone alive, and you can just absolutely destroy everybody between the 3 of you, 2 or 3 of you. Anyway, hope you enjoyed that one, and speak to you soon.